There are moments in life when you feel as though your heart is waiting for something beyond what the eye can see, something deeper, more profound, something divine. In those quiet, tender spaces of your soul, where longing meets faith, you might sense the whisper of a sacred promise that the love you've prayed for, cried for, and waited for is not lost in the void. It's coming. Not just any love, but the love that was meant for you. The one who fits the rhythm of your soul, the one whose heart beats in divine harmony with yours, is already being drawn to you in unseen ways. You may not realize it yet, but the universe is shifting in your favor. The person who was designed to walk this life beside you, who will see into your soul and love you in your light and your darkness, is on the way. As you watch this video, stay with us until the very end. Let it awaken hope in the places where doubt tried to settle. If this message touches your heart, share your warmest wishes in the comments and write 77. When you write down your wish with genuine intention, you energize it. You send it soaring into the universe like a beacon of light, charged with hope and clarity. And in doing so, you also help awaken the energy for someone else who might be watching. Let's create a current of divine love and faith. Because when hearts align with one purpose, miracles begin to unfold. This is your chapter. This is the moment to believe that what you once thought was impossible is already moving toward you. You may feel lonely at times. You may wonder if you are hard to love, or if love has somehow forgotten you. But love hasn't forgotten you. It's being perfected for you. The timing, the alignment, the readiness of hearts, these are all pieces being moved with divine care. Sometimes we don't understand why we have to wait so long, or why certain relationships didn't last. But every goodbye, every heartbreak, and every unanswered question was preparing you for something deeper. What you thought was rejection may have been divine protection. What you thought was loss may have been sacred redirection. God is not withholding love from you. God is preparing the one who will understand how sacred your heart truly is. And when that person comes into your life, it won't feel forced. It won't be a struggle to be seen, to be chosen, or to be enough. It will feel like peace, like you can breathe again, like you finally come home to something you never knew you were missing, but instantly recognize. This is the kind of love that doesn't play games, that doesn't leave you questioning your worth. It honors you, cherishes your essence, and values your presence. This is not the love that breaks you. It's the love that sees your brokenness and still chooses you completely. The one meant for you is not going to complete you, because you are already whole. But they will reflect parts of you that remind you of your divine beauty and power. They will mirror your strength, your softness, your growth, and your light. They'll challenge you in the best ways, grow with you in the hard moments, and remain steady when life tests your foundation. This is not a fleeting love. This is the kind of love that comes when two souls have journeyed long enough to find one another at the right time. And that timing, though frustratingly delayed in your eyes, is sacred. You might ask yourself, why hasn't it happened yet? And the truth is, sometimes what's being prepared is so sacred that it takes time. If you were handed the love of your life before you were ready to recognize and nurture it, you might have missed it, or they might have. But now, the alignment is closer. You're not where you were 5 years ago, or even last year. Your heart has grown, your spirit has matured, and now you can hold space for something real, something lasting. This is why your path may have felt lonely. Not because you're unworthy of love, but because your love is rare. You weren't meant to entertain temporary people who only wanted pieces of you. You were meant to be fully seen and deeply known. And that kind of connection requires preparation. You weren't forgotten. You were protected. Every time you cried thinking you were left behind, you were actually being moved forward. Every time someone walked away, it was to clear space for someone better, someone chosen, someone meant. So don't lose faith now. The story is still unfolding. And just because you haven't seen the ending yet doesn't mean it's not coming. The chapters of waiting, of growth, of loneliness, they are part of the masterpiece. They are shaping you into the version of yourself that can hold love when it arrives. You are not too late. You are not too far. You are not forgotten. You are on time for your miracle. Keep preparing. Keep believing. Keep showing up for yourself. Because the love that is meant for you is not based on chance. It's divinely orchestrated. And you will recognize it when it comes. It will not rush you. It will not pressure you. It will feel like a slow sunrise after the longest night, a soft unfolding, a sacred knowing. And in their eyes, you will see the reflection of everything you've prayed for. Not because they are perfect, but because they are perfect for you. Sometimes we forget that we are also someone else's answered prayer. The one meant for you is praying for you, healing for you, growing for you, even now. They are preparing their life to receive you in the same way you're preparing yours. You are not alone in this desire. You are connected by an invisible thread of divine intention, pulling you both forward until your paths collide. And when they do, it will feel right. It will feel like destiny, not because of grand gestures or dramatic moments, but because of the quiet peace it brings to your soul. You won't need to question it or force it. You'll just know. This is what divine love feels like. It speaks without words. It heals without asking. It stays without needing to be chased. Don't settle. Don't shrink to be loved. Don't silence your truth to keep someone who was never meant to understand your depth. The one who is meant for you will never make you feel like you're too much. They'll see your intensity as beauty, your passion as purpose, your depth as a gift. They won't be afraid of your truth. They'll honor it. So, if you're in the waiting, hold on to hope. If you're healing, trust that it's not in vain. And if you're doubting, remind yourself that love is not absent. It's on the way. It's being written into your story even now. The one who was meant for you is closer than you think. They are being shaped in the same fire you were. And when you finally meet, you'll both understand why it had to happen this way. The journey won't have been easy, but it will be worth it. Every tear, every prayer, every lonely night will make sense in that moment of recognition. When your soul meets theirs, you'll feel it in your bones. This is the one, not because it's perfect, but because it's real, because it's honest, because it's divinely appointed. So breathe deeply. Let your heart open again. Prepare the space in your life for love to land. Make room in your home, in your schedule, in your mind. Love isn't coming to disrupt. It's coming to dwell. And the one who was meant for you is already on their way. Love, when it is divinely orchestrated, has a way of arriving gently. It doesn't knock down your doors or demand your attention. It simply appears, often in the most unexpected moments, and shifts everything. But until that moment comes, the waiting can feel like a storm within your soul. It's in the stillness, in the silence between encounters, that you begin to question whether love is ever truly meant for you. You wonder if you've missed your chance, if you're too broken, too late, or too far behind. But the truth is that divine timing never operates on human deadlines. What's meant for you doesn't arrive when you think you're ready. It arrives when your spirit is aligned with the love it deserves. So many people rush love. They fear being alone more than they value being fully seen. They accept partial connections because they believe full connection is too rare, too risky. But not you. Not now. You've been called into a different rhythm, a slower, more sacred unfolding. Your heart is being refined. Your energy is being cleared. The love that's meant for you won't come into chaos. It's waiting for your peace. That's why you've been shedding so much. Old patterns, outdated beliefs, people who couldn't meet you where you are, they've all fallen away. Not as punishment, but as preparation. The one who is meant for you won't be intimidated by your strength. They won't mistake your independence for distance or your depth for difficulty. They'll see all of you and choose to stay. This person will admire your resilience, honor your softness, and understand the layers that others rushed past. They won't need to be convinced of your worth. They'll feel it the moment they meet you, because their soul will recognize yours. The connection will be effortless, not because there's no work, but because there's no pretending. You can be fully yourself, messy, growing, open, and they'll still love you. Before this kind of love arrives, you'll be tested, not by God, not as a punishment, but by life itself. You'll be tempted to return to what's familiar, to entertain the almosts and the maybes, to chase temporary relief over long-term alignment. But don't give in. The delay is not denial. The quiet seasons are not empty. They are full of purpose. Every lonely night is building something in you. Patience, discernment, self-love, boundaries, standards. These are not walls. They are gates. They ensure that only the ones truly meant for your heart can enter. And when they do, it will be different. You'll no longer have to explain away red flags or question mixed signals. There will be clarity, mutuality, presence. You won't be the only one pouring effort into the connection. You'll be met with equal energy, equal depth, equal intention. You'll move from "is this real" to "I know this is," because divine love confirms itself in action, not just words. It shows up. It follows through. It doesn't disappear when things get hard. It stays and grows deeper. You may have loved deeply in the past. You may have given your all to people who couldn't hold the weight of your heart. And that wasn't a mistake. It was part of your preparation. You learned what you will and won't accept. You discovered how much you're capable of giving. You became aware of your emotional patterns, your triggers, your needs. This wisdom is sacred. It's what makes you ready now. Not perfect, just aligned. Ready to love in a conscious, healthy, and spiritually connected way. This is also why healing has taken time. You weren't just getting over a person. You were recalibrating your soul. You were learning how to sit with your pain without running from it. How to feel without shutting down. How to believe again after being broken. These are not small things. These are spiritual milestones. And now, with your heart open and your spirit stronger, you are a clearer vessel for love. You no longer seek to be saved. You seek to be met. And the one who is meant for you will meet you there. They will see you through spiritual eyes, not just physical ones. They'll feel the energy of your soul before they even know the story of your life. This kind of love transcends appearances and achievements. It connects on levels that words cannot reach. You'll know it not because of butterflies or infatuation, but because of the calm it brings, the feeling of being held, not just in someone's arms, but in their heart. This love will ask you to show up, not as a version of yourself curated for approval, but as your full, raw, authentic self. It will require honesty, vulnerability, growth. You'll need to communicate, to listen, to unlearn old defenses, but you won't be doing it alone. You'll have a partner in the truest sense, someone who walks beside you, not ahead of you or behind, someone who builds with you, not just dreams, someone who fights for the connection, not against it. You might meet them in an unexpected place, a chance encounter, a quiet introduction, a delayed meeting that happens to occur at exactly the right time. You'll look back and see how every detour led to this, how the jobs, the moves, the heartbreaks, the delays, they were all part of the route. Nothing was wasted. Nothing was in vain. You were being positioned. Both of you were. And now, you're stepping into alignment. There's no rush. Love that is meant doesn't race. It builds. Slowly. Steadily. It takes its time, not because it doubts, but because it honors the foundation. It's not trying to impress. It's trying to last. And so, in the beginning, you'll build trust. Through presence, through consistent care, through shared values and spiritual connection. You'll talk about the things that matter. You'll challenge each other to be better. You'll laugh. You'll pray. You'll grow. There may still be moments of fear. After all, you've been hurt before. But this time, you'll face those fears together. You'll move through the hard conversations. You'll hold space for healing. And every time you think, what if this ends? They'll remind you, I'm not going anywhere. That is the kind of love that rewires your nervous system, that calms the anxious mind and soothes the weary heart. The love that helps you feel safe to stay, safe to love, safe to receive. You don't need to earn this love. You don't need to become someone else to deserve it. You just need to keep showing up as you are, growing as you go, and staying open to the ways the universe brings people together. You don't have to chase it. You only have to align with it. And that means continuing to live in your purpose, continuing to nurture your spirit, continuing to believe in love even when it's hard. It's okay to have moments of doubt, to wonder if you're dreaming too big. But remember this, the desire in your heart is not random. It's there because it's possible. The vision you hold of sacred partnership exists for a reason. You're not crazy. You're not naive. You're tuned in to what's real. And the one meant for you is holding that same vision. Maybe not with the same words, but with the same essence. They too long to love deeply. They too want to be seen and known. They too have been waiting and hoping and preparing. So don't give up. Keep living your life with joy. Keep building your dreams. Keep loving yourself. Because every day you do, you move closer to the moment when the divine plan reveals itself. When your eyes meet theirs. When time slows down. When everything finally makes sense. One of the most sacred truths in the journey toward divine love is this. What is truly meant for you is not something you have to beg for, chase after, or convince to stay. It will come with presence, peace, and clarity. And yet, many people spend years entangled in half-loves and almost relationships, hoping to turn fragments into something whole. But the one who was meant for you will never leave you in a constant state of questioning. Their arrival will not feel like chaos. It will feel like home. This doesn't mean there will never be challenges, but it does mean that love will no longer feel like a battle for survival. It will feel like breathing in a space where your soul is finally allowed to exhale. There is a divine orchestration behind the scenes of your life, right now. You might not see it, and it might not make sense yet, but paths are being aligned. The right people are being moved out of your space so the right one can step in. And not just anyone. This is the one who sees the quiet corners of your heart and meets you there without judgment. The one who feels like something sacred, even in silence. The one who brings clarity in a world that's often too loud. It's not just about chemistry, it's about alignment. It's not just shared interests, it's shared vision, shared peace, and a shared sense of purpose. You may have settled before, and you may even blame yourself for the times you ignored red flags just to feel loved. But every lesson has brought you here. Every heartbreak taught you what you truly need. Every false connection illuminated the way to something real. You have been growing, stretching, and releasing what no longer serves you. And now, you're not just waiting, you're preparing. You're becoming the version of yourself that can receive this kind of love without fear, without sabotage, and without resistance. This is not about finding someone to rescue you. You are not incomplete, broken, or unworthy. The love that is coming is not a patch for your wounds. It's a reflection of the healing you've already done. It will be a divine echo of the self-love you've cultivated in the quiet, lonely moments. The one who is meant for you will not fill a void. They will expand what already exists. Together, you'll co-create a love that is deep, intentional, and spiritually anchored. You may be tempted to compare your journey to others. You may see people falling in love and wonder if you've been overlooked. But their path is not yours. Their timing is not your timing. And what looks beautiful on the surface may not reflect the reality behind closed doors. Don't measure your story by someone else's highlight reel. Your love story is being written with care. It is not being rushed. It is being refined. And when it's time, you won't need to question whether it's right. Your body will know. Your spirit will respond. Your mind will feel calm. The connection will bring peace, not pressure. Joy, not confusion. Trust, not anxiety. It will feel different because it is different. Divine love speaks a language of its own, one of sincerity, presence, and truth. There are no games, no manipulation, no hidden agendas, just two souls meeting in honesty and mutual respect. This kind of love begins with friendship, a solid foundation. It's not about instant fireworks. It's about consistent warmth, the kind that burns steadily, even in storms. You'll know it by how they show up, how they listen, how they make you feel safe to be seen. You won't need to perform or prove your worth. You'll just need to be, and that will be enough. There is a quiet power in choosing to wait for what you deserve. In a world that encourages rushing, settling, and numbing, your decision to hold space for something sacred is revolutionary. You are choosing intentionality over impulse, alignment over attachment, growth over gratification. And that means you are not just calling in any love, you are calling in a divine partnership, one that will nurture your purpose, mirror your faith, and honor your journey. You are not asking for too much. You are asking for what is real. And that requires patience. Patience with the process. Patience with yourself. Patience with the divine timing that governs your life far more wisely than your own plans ever could. This is not wasted time. This is sacred preparation. The work you do now, on your heart, on your healing, on your becoming, will shape the way you love when the time comes. And when they arrive, you'll see why it never worked with anyone else. You'll understand that what you were asking for was too small, too shallow, too surface. This love will go deep. It will stretch your soul. It will be full of laughter, but also full of real, vulnerable conversations. You'll build something that can last, something rooted in trust, not fear, in truth, not illusion. You'll support each other's dreams, not compete. You'll respect each other's individuality while building unity. You'll pray together, grow together, and heal together. It will be a safe space to fall apart and a strong space to build anew. You'll learn that love is not always loud. It's in the quiet presence, the shared glances, the willingness to stay when things get hard. This person will not try to fix you. They'll love you in your entirety. Your light, your shadow, your edges, and your softness. They'll hold you when you're strong and when you're breaking, and you'll do the same for them. This is a love where both people show up, not out of obligation, but out of devotion, not out of fear of being alone, but out of the joy of being together. And you'll both know the cost of getting there. You'll both have walked lonely paths, faced inner battles, healed past wounds. That shared understanding will become the thread that ties your hearts together. You won't just fall in love. You'll rise in it. You'll rise in commitment, in truth, in spirit. And in doing so, you'll become an example of what love can look like when it's led by something greater than just desire. So, take heart. Even if you don't see it now, the alignment is unfolding. Every day is one step closer. Keep preparing the garden of your soul. Keep tending to your peace. Keep releasing what isn't meant for you. Because when the one who is meant for you arrives, they will not only recognize your soul, they will honor the space you've prepared for them. And in their love, you will find something that feels like coming home. Not just to them, but to yourself. There comes a moment on every divine journey when the silence begins to feel heavier than usual. You may start to feel that the promise of true love was only a distant dream, a message misheard, or a hope that belongs to someone else. The loneliness echoes in deeper places, and you begin to question if this sacred union will truly come to pass. But this season, this particular stretch of waiting, is not an absence of divine movement. It is the most sacred space of all, because it is here, in the quiet, that your heart is completing its final preparation for the love that was written just for you. You are not being punished. You are being protected. Protected from all the premature connections that would distract you, delay you, or derail you. Protected from paths that would seem right but lead to empty places. Every closed door, every unanswered prayer, and every delayed answer was a kindness disguised as disappointment. There are loves that feel good for a moment, but drain your soul over time. And then there are loves that take time to arrive, but pour life into every corner of your being. The second kind is what you are being prepared for. The second kind is what has your name on it. The one who is meant for you is not stuck, confused, or unsure about their feelings for you. When it's divine, there's no hesitation. That doesn't mean things will be perfect. It means there will be a mutual readiness, a shared spiritual recognition. When they meet you, they will feel a pull, not just of attraction, but of truth. They won't need to understand every detail of your past to know you're the one. They'll feel it in the way you speak, the way your spirit rests near theirs, the peace you bring without even trying. And yes, they may not be exactly who you pictured. Divine love rarely shows up in the packaging we expect. It doesn't come wrapped in fantasy or surface perfection. It comes in authenticity, in softness, in strength, in someone whose soul matches your growth, not your wounds. It may challenge your old patterns. It may feel unfamiliar because it is healthy, because it is whole, because it doesn't ask you to shrink, to fit into it. This person will love the version of you that took years to become, the healed you, the stronger you, the you who stopped chasing love and started becoming love. The spiritual truth is that your connection has already been written. Before you even knew how to want this, it was known. Long before the heartbreaks that shaped you, your hearts were tethered in the unseen. That's why, even now, you feel a longing you can't always explain. You feel like there's someone out there who already knows you. And they do. On a level that transcends this lifetime, your spirits have already danced, and they are being called back into alignment. That's why the inner work you're doing now is so important. This isn't just about preparing for romance. It's about becoming the person who can steward a divine partnership. That requires depth, maturity, patience, courage, not just to love, but to be loved, fully, deeply, unconditionally. And that kind of love cannot grow where insecurity still reigns, where walls remain high, or where fear still governs decisions. It must grow in soil that has been turned over, purified, and made ready by the fire of transformation. So if you feel tired, if you feel like giving up, take a deep breath. You are closer than you've ever been. Every lesson has brought you forward. Every heartbreak cracked your heart open a little wider. Every lonely night brought you closer to your truth. You didn't get lost. You were being rerouted, redirected, refined. You are not behind. You are right on time for something eternal. The love that is meant for you will be spacious, not suffocating. It will feel like expansion, not restriction. You won't feel like you're walking on eggshells, trying to earn affection. You'll feel held, understood, and emotionally safe. That doesn't mean the connection will never stretch you, but it will stretch you in the way that growth does, not in the way that breaks you down. Divine love builds you up while making room for all of your complexities. It doesn't punish you for being too much. It holds you through the storm and stays through the night. This person won't be perfect, but they will be perfect for you. And the love you share will become a sanctuary, not a hiding place, but a holy place. A place where you can be seen without masks. A place where silence feels sacred, where conflict leads to healing, and where every experience is a chance to grow together. This love won't just change your relationship status, it will change your soul's rhythm. Together, you'll co-create a life of purpose and meaning. You'll support one another in the vision each of you carries. You'll become each other's biggest advocate, not just in words, but in presence. And when life brings challenges, as it inevitably does, you'll lean on each other, not pull away, because this love doesn't flee when things get real. It stays. It fights for clarity. It returns to grace again and again. You won't have to explain your soul to this person. They will feel what you feel even before you say it. Their intuition will be tuned to yours. The bond will be spiritual, not just emotional or physical. They'll celebrate your light and hold space for your shadow. You'll feel deeply safe, not because everything is perfect, but because you trust each other to stay connected through imperfections. This love will mature you. It will soften you. It will strengthen you. Not because you needed someone to complete you, but because the right person knows how to complement the masterpiece God has already been shaping in you. You are being called to rise into readiness. Not perfection, not performance, readiness. That means standing firm in your worth, being honest about your needs, and releasing the fear that love will come only through struggle. The old story was that love must be hard, painful, earned. The new story, the divine one, is that love is kind, present, and rooted in peace. You've suffered enough. You've waited long enough. You've grown deep enough. And the one who is meant for you has been growing too. This person is not being delayed. They are being refined, just like you. The timing is not off. It is exact. What may feel like slowness is actually alignment. Like two puzzle pieces being formed on opposite sides of the board, you are being shaped in ways that will allow you to fit together with harmony, grace, and power. So trust the silence. Trust the waiting. Trust the preparation. When your eyes finally meet, there will be an unmistakable knowing. You'll recognize them, not because you've met before, but because you felt their spirit in your dreams, in your prayers, in your quiet moments of longing. Your heart will exhale. Your soul will whisper, "It's you." And all the waiting will make sense. This love will not just change your relationship, it will elevate your spiritual path. Together, you'll become more attuned to the divine. You'll sharpen each other's gifts. You'll pray together, meditate together, speak life into one another. And in the presence of this sacred union, others will be inspired to believe in love again. Your relationship will become a light in the darkness, not because it's perfect, but because it's real, intentional, and rooted in something greater than both of you. So prepare your table, light your inner candle. Keep your heart soft. Keep your standards high. Keep your faith alive, because the love you are calling in is on its way, not in haste, not in panic, but in divine rhythm. And when it arrives, it will be worth every moment of waiting, every tear shed, every time you chose growth over settling. There's something sacred happening in the unseen, a weaving of destinies, a convergence of journeys, a divine orchestration far beyond your current understanding. You may feel like nothing is changing in your life, but beneath the surface, entire realities are shifting in your favor. Every delay, every silence, every unspoken prayer is not falling into a void. It's being absorbed into a higher plan. And at the center of that plan is the person who was always meant to walk beside you, not just to fill space in your life, but to fulfill purpose alongside you. This person is not a stranger to struggle. They've had to grow, just like you. They've been through seasons of doubt, disappointment, and transformation. They've questioned their worth, healed their wounds, and come face to face with their shadow, just like you have. That's what makes the timing so important. Divine unions don't happen at the start of a journey. They happen when two people have come far enough to recognize each other in truth, not fantasy. By the time they enter your life, they won't be searching for completion. They'll be living in wholeness. They won't need you to save them, fix them, or rescue them from their past. They will have done the work, and they will see that you have too. What will bring you together won't be desperation. It will be alignment. Two strong, softened souls who've been through the fire and emerged more open, more compassionate, more ready. There is something different about love when it's divinely timed. It doesn't scream for attention. It doesn't demand immediate answers. It doesn't manipulate, chase, or hide. It simply arrives, quietly and powerfully, like a sunrise after a long night. And when it comes, it will confirm what your heart always hoped was true: that love can be kind, that connection can be safe, that you can be fully known and fully accepted at the same time. When you meet the one who is meant for you, you'll know it not by fireworks, but by peace. Not by intensity, but by clarity. Your body will relax around them. Your spirit will find rest. You'll stop feeling like you need to explain yourself. You'll stop shrinking. adjusting, or molding yourself into what someone else wants. Instead, you'll feel free to be as you are. This person will not only understand you, they'll celebrate you, and you will feel seen in a way that no one else has ever managed to see you before. You'll share laughter that heals, conversations that awaken forgotten parts of your soul, silence that feels warm, not cold. They will not rush you through your growth or pressure you into places you're not ready to go. They will hold your hand, not pull it. They will move at a pace that honors your journey, your depth, and your unique rhythm. You'll know it's right because it will feel safe. It will feel nourishing. It will feel whole. One of the greatest signs of this divine connection will be how you grow in their presence. The love between you won't just feel good, it will stretch you into more of who you truly are. Not by force, but by inspiration. You'll feel more courageous, more peaceful, more authentic, not because they make you better, but because their love creates space for your best self to rise naturally. It will be a connection that uplifts you spiritually, emotionally, mentally, and even physically. And they will mirror your faith. They'll speak your spiritual language. You won't need to hide your beliefs or quiet your connection with the divine. If anything, your bond will deepen your relationship with God. You'll pray together, speak life over one another, remind each other of divine timing when things get tough. You'll be more than lovers. You'll be spiritual allies, kingdom builders, soul supporters. When doubts arise, and they will, you won't face them alone. This person won't run from hard conversations. They won't leave when the emotional terrain gets rocky. Instead, they'll lean in, listen, try to understand. They'll take responsibility for their part, and you will do the same. Because divine love is humble, it's teachable, it values growth more than being right. You'll find healing in the way you communicate, even in moments of tension. And with every resolution, your bond will grow stronger, deeper, and more resilient. This is not a connection that comes and goes. It won't be a revolving door of confusion. It will be consistent, and not because of obligation, but because of devotion. You'll both want to stay. You'll both choose each other, over and over again, even on hard days, even when emotions are high or clarity is low. There will be a steady love holding you both, greater than yourselves, but reflected in how you care for each other. You'll look back at every heartbreak and finally understand why it didn't work out, why it couldn't. Because now, in this sacred connection, you'll feel something you've never truly known before: emotional safety. You won't be walking on emotional eggshells. You won't feel anxious waiting for texts or decoding mixed signals. There will be transparency, vulnerability, honesty, a depth of communication that creates trust, not tension. And the most beautiful part, you won't have to pretend anymore. You won't have to wear masks or armor. You'll be met in your rawest state, with love, not judgment. They'll see your flaws and still choose you. They'll witness your tears and still hold you. They'll understand your fears and help you work through them. Because this love isn't about perfection. It's about presence. It's about two people showing up with all they are and still deciding to stay. There will be shared dreams, shared values, and shared visions for the future. But even more importantly, there will be shared effort. Love won't be one-sided. You'll both show up, both pour in, both sacrifice, and both receive. And it won't feel draining. It will feel like breathing, like your soul finally exhaling after years of holding its breath. You'll become a team, not just in romance, but in purpose. You'll build something lasting together, a home, a mission, a life that's bigger than either of you alone. And through it all, the foundation will remain unshaken, because it won't be built on fantasy, lust, or fleeting emotion. It will be built on truth, spiritual alignment, divine timing, real love. So, if your heart still aches in the waiting, let it. That ache is sacred. It's a sign you're alive. It's a sign you still believe in something beautiful. Don't numb it. Don't run from it. Just sit with it and speak gently to it. Love is coming. Love that is true. Love that is kind. Love that is written in the stars for me. This is not the end of your story. It's the middle. And what's ahead is better than you can currently imagine. Keep your heart open. Keep your spirit anchored. Keep walking in faith, even when the path feels invisible. Because the one who is meant for you is not just coming. They're on the way, guided by the same divine force that has carried you through every season of your life. And when they arrive, it won't be with fireworks or grand entrances. It will be in a quiet, familiar way, like meeting someone you've always known, because in some deeper way, you always have. In this final phase of your journey, you're no longer walking blindly. You've shed the layers of who you thought you needed to be. You've stopped searching for someone to rescue you from loneliness. You've stopped believing that your worth is tied to who chooses to stay or who walks away. And now you stand in a sacred space, no longer grasping for love, but allowing it to come to you in its divine timing. What you are stepping into is not just a relationship, it is a divine reunion, a soul remembrance, a sacred partnership ordained not by accident, but by alignment. You are no longer operating from old stories, the ones that told you love must be earned through pain, that affection must be begged for, that stability is too much to ask for. You've rewritten those stories through your healing, your tears, and your spiritual growth. And now, your energy carries a new signature, one that calls in someone who sees you, honors you, and walks beside you in purpose. The one meant for you has been walking their own road, one filled with its own shadows, tests, and awakenings. They, too, have felt the longing that words can't quite hold. They've wondered if there was someone out there who would match their energy, speak their language, and love them without requiring masks or compromise. They've waited, not passively, but intentionally, just like you. And as both of your journeys converge, what forms between you is something far greater than chemistry or compatibility. It is a sacred contract being fulfilled. It is the realization of a divine promise whispered into your spirit long before you had the words to understand it. This is not love born of need. It is love born of alignment. When you finally stand face to face, you'll see more than a person. You'll see every lesson, every lonely night, every tear and prayer answered. You'll see how the heartbreak was never a punishment. It was a redirection. You'll understand that the timing wasn't delayed. It was being perfected. That what once felt like silence was the sound of divine threads being carefully woven together behind the veil. There will be no question about whether they are the one. You'll feel it in the steadiness of their presence, in the clarity of your mind, in the softness of your body when you're near them. You won't be bracing for disappointment or second-guessing their intentions. Their consistency will speak louder than any words, and their love will arrive as a mirror to your growth, not a reward for your pain. They will not complete you. They will complement you. Your union will not fix your wounds. It will create space for continued healing. Because divine love does not demand perfection. It makes room for process. It understands that two people coming together will still be human, still have edges, still carry fears. But together, you'll learn how to face those fears without fleeing. You'll learn that love isn't the absence of challenge, it's the presence of commitment in the midst of it. This is what you've been prepared for. Not just romance, but a partnership rooted in spiritual depth. A union that strengthens your walk with God. A connection that sharpens your discernment, expands your capacity for grace, and pulls purpose to the surface. You'll dream together, build together, and grow in ways you never thought possible. It's not just about being loved. It's about being seen, being chosen, being embraced, not in spite of your depth, but because of it. This person will not fear your passion, your intensity, your vision. They'll honor it. They'll join it. They'll add to it with their own flame. And what you'll create together will be more than just a relationship. It will be a sacred fire, illuminating everything around you. You'll begin to understand why the wait had to be long, why certain people couldn't stay, why some connections fell apart even when you begged for them to last. Because if you had settled then, you wouldn't have had space for this. The one who is meant for you couldn't enter your life until your heart was clear, your vision purified, and your soul rooted in truth. And when you finally walk this path together, you won't just love each other, you'll protect what you've built. You'll move through life not as two separate beings trying to survive, but as two whole souls creating something eternal. You'll know that the world may shift, circumstances may change, but the bond between you is not fragile. It's fortified, not by fear, but by faith, not by fantasy, but by spiritual depth. In moments of weakness, you'll remind each other of your strength. In seasons of confusion, you'll return to your shared clarity. You'll be each other's anchor and wings, root and rein. And even when life throws uncertainty your way, the love between you will stay steady. Not because it's easy, but because it's sacred. The most beautiful thing is, you won't need to constantly prove yourselves to each other. There will be an unspoken trust, a peace that surpasses logic. You'll just know that you are safe here. You'll know that no matter what comes, this love was built to last. Because it wasn't rushed, it wasn't forced, it wasn't manipulated into being. It was divinely prepared, divinely guided, and divinely sustained. This love will teach you things textbooks never could. It will show you what it means to stay when everything else tells you to leave. It will challenge the parts of you that still believe you're hard to love, and it will dismantle them with kindness. It will invite you to give and receive freely, not in fear of loss, but in faith of abundance. And in the presence of that kind of love, your soul will exhale a breath it's been holding for years. You won't need to constantly explain yourself. Your energy will speak the language of their spirit, and theirs, yours. You will sense each other's shifts, hold space for each other's process, and remind one another of the beauty in the breakdowns. You'll build a rhythm together, a sacred dance that feels familiar and new all at once, and perhaps the most divine part of all. This love will not ask you to become anyone other than who you are. It will not try to change your essence, dim your light, or erase your past. Instead, it will say, I see you, all of you, and I choose you exactly as you are. And that kind of acceptance will not weaken you. It will empower you. It will unlock the version of yourself you were always meant to be. This is the love God is bringing to you. Not because you earned it, but because you were always worthy of it. Not because you did everything right, but because you said yes to your own healing. Because you stayed when it was easier to run. Because you believed in love even after loss. because your spirit remained open when it would have been easier to close. You've waited long enough. You've prepared deeply. And now, the energy is shifting. The pieces are falling into place. The path is opening. And the one who is meant for you is drawing near, not by chance, but by design. So take one more breath of faith. Open your heart, not in fear, but in readiness. Let go of the timeline. Let go of the old wounds. Let go of the urge to control how it all unfolds. And simply trust that what is yours will find you. Not because you chase it, but because you've become the version of yourself who can finally receive it. Because the truth is, love has always been on its way. And now it's almost here.